Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world, and how's things where you are? I hope it's great. Everything here is it's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's good. And last week, I mentioned that I wanted to save a topic for this week, and I remembered. I remembered, and nobody had to tell me to remember. And that topic is my ability or my inability to be an effective teacher. And so, when it comes to delivering information, I think I do all right. I have instructed people professionally. I have instructed people, I guess, in a not professional setting, but like a skills setting, like a teaching, man tracking when I was in search and rescue, or teaching search and rescue topics, that sort of stuff. I have instructed new employees on procedures, that sort of stuff. I'm okay at disseminating information. What I am not good with is hands-on, hands-on training, meaning teaching somebody how to do something in person, present, doing the thing. So, I got on this topic last week because there's a lot of things that I want to do in here, and there's a lot of things that I want to do in here that requires me to spend a bunch of time down here making things, getting things ready for whatever. And Em and I had some discussions about that, and she said, I really want you to do those things, and I would like to do those things with you. You just need to ask. And I was like, okay, and not going to lie, my first reaction was that doesn't normally go very well, because when she's in here working with me, or when somebody else is in here working with me, they tend to just be in my way. And so part of the talk last week was reducing the size of this bench. That's something that if she's going to work in here with me, just simply has to happen, because there's no room. This is really a one-man workshop. I told you last week, it's like, we're at 12 feet wide and there's two benches, so there's only 6 or 7 feet right here. And with this table being over 3 feet, there's no room to maneuver in here. So this needs to go away. It needs to be a smaller table. Fine, we'll do that. No big deal. And so that was part of it. It was like, well, if you're going to come down there and help me, right now the only option is for you to sit on a stool over there somewhere and just watch, because it's not like we can both fit in here working on something. And also on top of that, like I said, I'm not great at that hands-on kind of thing, because that's important because of her motivation for wanting to work in here with me. And her motivation is completely 100% valid criticism of me. And that is that we're going to be a family someday. Next year we're getting married, and we have discussed future plans for children. And there's going to be children. We don't know when. It's not going to happen next year, but at some point we're going to have children. And she really wants for her children to learn skills from their father, like I did and like she did. Like, she said, you're a really smart person, you know how to fix everything, you know how to make things. I want my kids to have that opportunity to learn from you. And you're really bad at that. And I said, yeah, you're right, like 100%. I have tried to teach my kids, or my kids have tried to involve themselves when I'm working on stuff. And there are times when I'm able to do it. One day, Roland decided that she wanted to make something. Did I finally get rid of it? I did. Probably shouldn't have. She decided she wanted to make something. I said, cool, let's go build something. What do you want to make? And she said, I don't know. And so she came downstairs. She said, what's this tool do? What's this tool do? What's this tool do? And I just let her use the tools, dig in my scrap bin, find anything you want, and just put it together. And so for a long time, if you go back on the videos and you look right here, there was this weird block of wood with a bunch of holes in it and screws and another piece screwed to it. That was what she made. And that was very easy process for me. It was really fun and engaging. I was able to keep her interested in the tools. I was able to teach her how to use the tools safely. And it was because it wasn't a project that I cared about. It was just like a little art piece. But when I have another person working in this space on like a project that I have plans for, a project that I know what I'm going to build, it becomes really difficult for me to tolerate those teaching moments, because it's like, my kids, I'm just bad about it. Like, my kids would say, Dad, can I help you paint? No, like, I don't want you to help me paint this thing, because I'm just going to have to fix it. Like, you're just going to do it wrong, and I'm going to have to fix it. And that's my mindset. And it sucks, because that's not what I should be doing as a father. Maybe I should let them paint it and then just fix it, right? But I always, when it's that hands-on experience, it's the, why would I let you mess it up when I can just do it right the first time? And that's my teaching moment, right? And that's not the correct teaching moment, because anything in this shop, using any of these tools, finishing projects, it's a process of learning, and I had to go through it. I had to go through a lot of it, right? And they're gonna, if they're gonna actively apply those techniques or the skills that I teach them, they're gonna have to do it. And so maybe the correct answer is let them screw it up and then fix it when they're asleep or whatever. And I've done that too. I have done the let them screw it up and fix it. And my kids are the kind of kids that notice those things, and then they get upset because I fixed it. And it's like, well, it wasn't good enough. Like, I have expectations, and I try to build things to expectations. So part of the motivation for rebuilding this table, part of the motivation for talking about that last week was because Em wants to come down here, and she wants to play the role of the student. She knows how to build things. Like, she doesn't know how to build all the stuff that I build. She's never really done a lot of hands-on joinery type stuff. Give her a screw gun and a wood and a saw, she can make something. But not necessarily, she won't understand mortise and tenon and just more advanced woodworking techniques. So she wants to teach me how to be a teacher or help me learn. Because even with her, even with an adult who is capable, I get just go. Like, I'm just going to do it, right? I don't have time to, and I think part of it is I have an expectation of I'm going to build this thing. This was so this picture, you're not going to be able to see it, was a serving tray I wanted to build for my father. So I decided one day I'm going to go build this, and I did. And like, I had a window of time of, like, say 3 or 4 hours. I built it in that 3 or 4 hour window. That was my goal. Build this thing in one set. Just go. Start, finish, done. So if I have to interject another person in here learning what I'm doing while I'm doing it, I wouldn't have met that goal. It would have been start it, get part of the way through it, stop, come back. Are you going to help me finish it? No. Okay, let's go do it again. Had lots of those problems, lots of those things in my life where the kids will say, hey, I want to go help you do the thing. Cool, let's go do it. We start it, we run out of time because I'm teaching, and then they don't want to come back and help me finish it, so I have to finish it on my own. And that's frustrating because it's like I could have just done it myself the first time. I have to learn all those things, and I think that's what Em wants to teach me. So I'm excited about it. Like, I truthfully am. I know there's going to be some friction. Em challenges me like nobody else, and the benefit of that is that she generally doesn't challenge me unless I'm doing something that does not make sense to her, and typically when something doesn't make sense to her, it's because I'm doing it wrong, or I'm doing it in a way that she knows a better way, or she's conceptualized a better way. So there is friction in those situations because it's like, why are you challenging me? I know what I'm doing. And then she'll tell me, and I'll go, oh, well, your way's better. So there's going to be those moments. We're going to have those friction moments, and that's okay, because I think that same challenge is the way that my ego views the letting the inexperienced child do it, or letting the inexperienced, my oldest is an adult now, letting the inexperienced adult do it is the same kind of pushback from my ego. It's like, what are you doing? Like, can I just do this? I'll just get it over with. Just go away. So I do have a lot of projects to work on. I've got some furniture builds to do. I need to finish the cutting board that's sitting over there. 2 of them, actually. And then work on this. And I think that the goal of all of this is to help me learn how to tolerate better. I don't tolerate. I mean, the word that I've used in the past is stupidity. Is it really stupidity? No, it's just a lack of skill or a lack of understanding or a lack of application or a lack of willingness to apply that I don't tolerate. It's not necessarily stupidity. I've never tried to say my kids are dumb. It's just that they don't know the subject that we're trying to work through. It's something that they have to learn. So that's what I wanted to talk about last week. My inability to be a teacher and how we're going to fix it. Or we're going to try. We're going to start trying. Let's say that. Hopefully without a lot of drama and friction. We shall see. What do you got going on this week? It's Thanksgiving week. Em and I have some plans to do some things. I'll tell you about them as they pop up. I'd like to know what you're up to this week. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is operos. It's an adjective meaning hardworking and industrious. What's the point of being operos when our social connections help us to achieve success with little effort? Operos. O-P-E-R-O-S-E. That is a very new to me word, and I like that a lot. Operos. That's a good word.